period where the lives of my children were threatened quite openly some years ago. And that was a matter of great concern.
I have had situations.
That's Australia's Health Minister Greg Hunt choking back tears, talking about threats that were made to members of his family some years ago. G'day, my name's Charles Mackenzie. I'm the president of Infected Blood Australia, and it's just disgraceful anyone being threatened or anyone's family being threatened for anything. So he has my sympathies, but I'm confused by this health minister, I have to say, because Australia's Health Minister Greg Hunt is aware that, talking of children being threatened, he's aware that children with the bleeding disorder haemophilia were knowingly given contaminated blood products. Okay, now we've got the evidence, and this is criminal evidence. All right, now we've tried victims and their loved ones and supporters here at Infected Blood Australia have tried to get through to Australia's Health Minister that he needs to help. Here he is, emotional today, right? So he's showing his emotional side, right? Now, I'm not knocking that. That's what we need from him. We need to see a more humane Greg Hunt. I'm not going to be someone that's going to knock Greg Hunt for this. I actually think it's a positive thing that we're seeing a human side. The human side of Australia's Health Minister. So why aren't we seeing that human side, okay, extend to people outside of concern for his own family and instead concern for Australians, okay, who've been fallen victim to Australia's deadliest medical scandal, contaminated blood transfusions. So, you know, just recently I was talking to yet another parent who'd lost a young child to a hepatitis C contaminated blood transfusion. Outrageous. This was in 1989. And this family had wanted to donate their own blood, but had been told by the hospital not to worry because the blood supply was safe. And the next thing you knew, they were told that something had gone through to their young son. And he perished soon afterwards. And here we have an emotional Greg Hunt talking about potential risk to his family. But he can't realise the pain and suffering of other families caught up in Australia's deadliest medical scandal. We have evidence that the Australian Red Cross and the blood products provider CSL were aware that their blood and their blood products were contaminated. We have that evidence. And we also have evidence that they didn't take the necessary steps to make sure that the blood was safe. And the reason they didn't do that was because they felt that it would increase costs. And get this, in the time period that we're talking about, the type of costs we're talking about are things like 15 cents. Ridiculously low amounts of money that they weren't prepared to spend. And parents buried children. Tests, the blood supply wasn't screened properly. Blood products weren't properly heat treated. They could have deactivated the viruses in these treatments that were given to children with the bleeding disorder haemophilia. But they didn't want to because it would have slightly raised costs. No one realised that these treatments would kill their kids. 1,400 haemophiliacs have died in Australia. There's been thousands of blood transfusion recipients who've died. We've got survivors in our group with liver cancer. We've been begging Greg Hunt to do something. Greg Hunt, please. Anyone could get in touch with this man. He's showing us his emotional side. Now put it into practice. Show us your humane side. Do the right thing. Come on, Greg Hunt. Come on, mate.